During the pandemic, Kim and I bought a 28-foot Class C motorhome, small enough to fit inside our hangar when we were not using it. A few months later, we added a smart car to tow behind it, and that launched a series of 6 major trips, including the one we are on now. Those trips have been full of amazing adventures. Trip 1 introduced Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Ohio, West Virginia, Virginia, North Carolina, and Georgia. Trip 2 added Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado. Trip 3 added the Northeast, from South Carolina through Maine, plus Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island. Trip 4 added Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ontario, and Quebec. Trip 5 added Oklahoma, Kansas, Idaho, Wyoming, South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa. And on Trip 6, we added Nevada, California, Oregon, Washington, Montana, North Dakota, and Nebraska. This video is from our 6th trip, completing all 48 continental states and 5 provinces. Well, this is the 17th of April, last day here for a few months, we think, we hope. Everything goes as planned, 3 months. So getting all the last minute things done, ready to go. Major lift, long as my arm. I think we're just about there. Hopefully we don't forget anything. Crazy, we think we get everything exactly right, sitting there gloating, and take off and forget to unplug the motorhome from where it's supposed to be connected over here. so it came out not in a correct way. We think it's okay, but that was what I get for operating without a checklist this morning. It takes a checklist to do this right. So we're trying to get our mojo back and get everything hooked up, because we're going to be doing this for quite a long time. Okay, the door is closing. We're leaving a house which we love. Oh, Kim, guess what? We left the light on. We'll make it out of here. Yeah. But anyway, this is our first site in Mobile, which is not a bad one. A concrete site, and we are actually liking it a lot. We're in Buc-ee's right now. What strikes me is that everything they sell here has more ingredients than you can pronounce or even look at if you had maybe 2 minutes trying to read through them. And yeah, look at the crowd. This place is crowded beyond anything. It's like these people are drawn to what's inside these products. You can't even get jerky here that does not have loaded with sugar. And yeah, look at the number of people here. It's just amazing. When you put chemicals in the food and make them taste good, they show up, no one cares. We have been in rain for 2 days. Beaumont, now we're west of San Antonio in an area that's traditionally dry. It's been solid rain. And this is what happens in Texas when you get rain. So we got our awning out so we can actually sit out here and maybe rest a little bit. Inside is clean. Dog paws get totally messed up every time we take the dogs out. So tonight when I take them out, I'm going to carry them across the mud, and we're going to put them into the grass, which hopefully will be better, maybe up in the front, yeah, so they can do their business and all that. And it's going to rain all day tomorrow. We're going to be staying here working tomorrow. I've got some stuff I got to get caught up on. And then it'll begin waning on Wednesday. When I say waning, I mean not raining, but waning. And then as we head west, it's going to start getting dry. And then by the time we get to Big Bend, we're going to be in the dry weather, which right now I'm welcoming. The first part of our trip was a rush, and that was intentional. We wanted to cover ground quickly, get west, and reach the areas we really wanted to slow down and explore. We are only 3 days into our trip. We're already at Big Bend in western Texas. We're about 35 miles north of where we're going to be staying for a few nights. And we actually stayed in one place an additional day so I could get a little bit of work done. So we could have been here this time yesterday. We only left Friday morning. So gives you an idea how quickly you can get out here if you're dedicated. Once we get to Big Bend, we're going to slow down and hit some towns and Another kind of a long run up to Sedona, but we're basically going to be throttling back and enjoying the trip from this point forward. We found a campsite near Big Bend and asked for dry. We got it. Dry air, open desert, and a perfect setup with full hookups. The motorhome was oriented just right to block the western setting sun, and our front sitting area gave us a wide open view across the desert. We are on the Sam Dale Ranch Loop Trail, and this is in the Big Bend National Park. Little quick, about half a mile run. You should see an old ranch out here in the desert. It'd be pretty cool. Nice home, just a few little fix-ups and you move right in. Kim and I were here in 2022. We drove the smart car down from where we were staying in the motorhome up on I-10. It was a long run, about 2 hours. So we didn't have a lot of time here in the park. So we actually took this trip and we ended up right here. It was at this tree, and we pulled out our things and we actually had lunch right here, and we looked out way out over the view. So this is a place we've been before, but we didn't go any further because we were lacking time, so we decided to head back. However, today, since we have all day today and tomorrow, by the way we planned it, we are going to continue on down the road and I believe end up in some canyons down there near the Rio Grande. I'm not sure yet, but that will be our intention. But this brings back some memories. So right now we have walked up to a hill, which is right on the edge of the Rio Grande. It's the Rio Grande River. Down there we see goats. And of course that, if I am not mistaken, is Mexico. Now how they keep guys from getting into this valley and crossing over, I don't know. My guess is the secret is the fact that this is a very tough area to get to, because look at those mountains here on the south side. That's all Mexican. So it looks to me like if you look at it, for a guy trying to get over to this side to come through here and cross this river, it'd be quite a run for him or her. Now I understand we've already been stopped by one. There are border control stop stations that stop you when you get near, and you don't have to show a passport. They just talk to you and they kind of make a judgment. This is an amazing thing, because those, my friend, are Mexican goats. Santa Elena Canyon was one of the most striking places we saw in Big Bend. The Rio Grande cuts directly between towering limestone walls, with Texas on one side and Mexico on the other. Standing at the river's edge, the scale is hard to capture. The canyon is beautiful, but it also feels remote, rugged, and absolute. It is easy to walk up to the river here, but the canyon itself makes clear that this landscape is not easily crossed or controlled. Yeah, I do. Let's get up here. They're elevating a little bit. So this is the famous Rio Grande. It doesn't look that grand to me. I think a lot of it's held up upstream, which I believe is in Colorado, which surprised the heck out of me when I figured that out. I'll look at the map later to confirm that, but it sure starts way up north and works its way down, and then becomes the border between Mexico and the United States. And this is pretty crossable at the current volume. I've always thought of it as a bit of a dirty river, but that's probably BS. No dirtier than the other. We're probably not going to do that part of the trip, but that goes up the hill. I don't know what it does to go back into the actual canyon. I'm not even sure where we crossed the river. We might go up there and look around and see if there's a way across the river up here. So you got your feet actually into the Rio?
Into the Rio Grande.
The Rio not so grand.
Yeah. You know, I was staying with an acquaintance over in Santa Fe, just north of Santa Fe. And we crossed this bridge over a little river. And the sign said Rio Grande. I said to him, is this the Rio Grande, the one that goes down along Mexico and the U.S. border? He goes, yep. I'm like, you're kidding. This is as big as a brook where I live in Vermont.
So I don't know if that's a wild horse or what. He definitely is, two of them actually. I think what people are doing is they're crossing the river there, and then they catch, I think, a trail. No, that's not true. They'd have to cross the river twice. So I think what they're doing is they're crossing the river over there, and they're getting up on some sort of a trail that walks across there, heads up, and then somehow heads them up to there, which looks fun, but I don't think we're going to do it. My sense of scale is not good because I'm not used to these mountains, but according to the placard that we read coming up here, these rise on the order of 1,300 feet above the river. So, of course, going down that way, it might get higher, but I look at that and I try to put myself into an airplane at standard pattern altitude would be about that, a little bit less than that. That's about right. And pretty amazing, isn't it? We think that's the United States right there because this is the river, but see, the river goes around that fork. So what we believe is that is Mexico and that is the United States. These national parks are so amazing, especially when you get to one like Big Bend that is probably one of the emptiest national parks on the planet, I mean in the United States. And I look at things like the details of the ground here. And here we are on a paved road. But even back in the old days when they were coming out to this area on covered wagons, they didn't have paved roads, but they were likely on roads, which means somebody had to plot the course. Somebody had to blaze the trail. And when you look at the details of all the scrub and the variations in the topography, you just wonder how they did it. It's just amazing. Maybe they were old Indian trails that have been blasted through by human activity over a period of hundreds, if not thousands of years. Maybe it was that. I just don't know. But when you think beyond the times we're in, back to the old days, you just got to have an amazing amount of respect for the folks that blazed through this area for the first time. We are currently heading up to Chiso's Basin, which is one of the higher regions of Big Bend. Evidently there's some sort of a lodge up there, perhaps a trail or two. So we're going to get up there and see what it is. We have a sophisticated car with us, complete with tape that tapes the front hood on because it will blow off while we're on the road. So Kim and I are make-doers. We made do with it. We are doing a very strenuous, extremely hard hike through undeveloped. Whoa! This is a sidewalk. Oh well. Look at that view out there. Just snuck up on us. Look at these. These plants are fascinating. I'm not a big plant guy, but man, when I see something weird, I gotta absolutely note it. I am told that the probability of our being attacked by a mountain lion out here is greater than 0. Well, they've provided a real nice bench, and then one heck of a view they provided for us. So I'm going to sit down and look at it. I definitely want to give gratitude to Catherine and to Stan. So we are now sitting on a bench provided to us by Stan and Catherine, and the temperature is really amazing right now. I don't think we're above 65, 68 degrees here. Here we are in the middle of the desert, but we're probably at about 5,000 feet, so that probably makes a slight difference. But this is just an amazingly perfect day.